Order. I'm going to call this meeting to order. This is the Standing Committee on Health. I'm John A. McDonald, the MLA for Hants East, and the chair of the committee. Today will be agenda setting, but first we'll have the library. Before we do that, a reminder to set your phones to silent. I don't need to tell you guys about the microphones because you already know them. I'm going to allow the committee members to introduce themselves for the record by stating their name and the constituency, starting with MLA LaChance.
Lisa LaChance, Halifax, Little Sable Island, they, them.
Rod Wilson, Halifax, Armdale.
Ian Rankin, Timberley Prospect.
Derek Mumbercat, Sydney, member 2.
Nick.
Nick Hilton, Yarmouth.
Ryan Robichaud, Clare.
And Susan Corkum, Greek, Lunenburg.
And to my left.
Genevieve Harvey, Legislative Council.
And to my right.
Robin Dan, Committee Clerk.
Okay, so first things is we'll let the legislative library research briefing. So librarians are requesting some feedback on the briefings they provide. I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves. Leg TV, pick whoever you want first.
Hi, Heather Ludlow, Information Services Librarian.
David McDonald, Legislative Librarian.
So who's going to start, David or?
She wants me to start.
Okay, we'll start with David.
So first of all, thank you for entertaining our request to talk to you about our research briefings. We're basically looking for feedback on anything that we can do to improve them, or do you find them useful? Are there things that you would like to see, etc.? So I wanted to provide a brief background as to how these came about. Originally, they were started, the committee office themselves used to do them, and they created binders with relevant websites and distributed them to the committee members. And then 20 years ago, when Heather came on board, the responsibility shifted to the library, and by doing that, we were able to create a one-stop reference for not only just the websites, but things in Hansard, things that we might have in our collection that could be relevant to the particular topic. And Heather strives very strongly to ensure that you have an unbiased and balanced information package. In the fall of 2019, we changed that format from, it used to be one large PDF with compiled publications, and now you have the briefing report that you see today, which is it's a little bit more work for her actually, because she has to add a statement on why you might be interested in that document. And so she has to think a little bit more about what that document or the links that she's provided, how it's relevant to your committee, to your committee topic. And then, so Heather's informed me that you've seen 6 of these reports since this committee was struck. So you have a lot of examples that perhaps you can provide us feedback on. And so what we're really looking for is the answers to a few questions. Do you find these reports useful? What do you find useful about them? What don't you find useful about them? And is there any additional information that we can provide that will help you prepare for the committee meetings better? So we're looking forward to honest feedback to help us evaluate our services, and basically we want to make sure that we're continuing to serve you the best way that we can.
Do you want to say anything, Ms. Ludwig, before I pass it over? Ms. Ludwig.
I think I'll just add that I don't think you mentioned, so the information in the briefings would all be publicly available information, or information that we have pursued maybe through a government department that we have as deemed to be public. So I guess that could be a limitation on what's available.
Thank you. Emily Mumbercat.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and through you. I just want to say thanks. In my time that I was here, anytime I've ever requested anything, whether it was leading up to the legislature or on the fly, if we're in the house looking for something, the library's always been really supportive. So I don't have any negative feedback at all. I think it's great, and I really appreciate it. And I know that you can have a lot of people coming at you at once, at times, looking for information. And you always do an excellent job. So thank you for that.
Anyone else? Oh, MLA Corcoran Creek.
Thank you, Chair. In the similar vein to the previous member, just really want to say thank you. But in particular, as was mentioned, a succinct synopsis is some of the hardest brain work sometimes. I mean, glad to hear you're not relying on AI. I think it's important that we still have human brains that are capable of these things. And I have often, knowing that we were going to be talking about this, I have reflected, and I think that when I have, like many resources, we get out of things what we put into things. So when time or something causes me to be perhaps lighter on my use of the research packages, that's my loss. And when I have made sure and been purposeful to use them, it is very helpful. So sometimes when you don't hear anything and you do wonder, and that's why these check-ins are useful. But as just speaking as myself as one member, I really appreciate the work that goes into those packages.
Anyone else? I will. Oh, Emily Lachance.
Well, I think just an all-party endorsement of the services. And as you folks know, often I send you very detailed questions and get your help on many subjects. So I'm very appreciative of the work.
Thank you. And I want to thank you. I'm not just this committee. I was on public accounts, and yes, I read those. As chair, I don't read them as much because I try and make sure I focus on the meeting. And I do want to thank you for understanding, because we were supposed to have you here months ago, but it seems to work, just FYI, for others to do it at agenda setting, because we know we'll get you in. Any other questions from anyone? Mr. McDonald? I guess I'll say David, since they don't put my mic there.
Yeah, I think we're good. Thank you.
All
very
right.
much.
Well, thank you very much. All right. So what we'll go next to is agenda setting. All right. So everybody's got to, I'm going to look for mine first. There we go. So everybody should have a list of the proposed. We'll do like one at a time, not grouping all together, just to make it easier for discussion. And who's going to be first? MLA Hilton.
We're moving our...
Yep, it's agenda setting.
Yeah, I move the first topic for the PC caucus be community wellness framework with the following witnesses, representatives from the Office of Mental Health and Addictions.
Okay. Any discussion on this? MLA Lachance.
I'm just wondering, because I know that there was a lot of community consultation and work to develop the community wellness framework. So I wonder if there are any other stakeholders that might be fruitful to invite.
MLA Hilton.
Not at this time, no.
Okay. Okay. Any other discussion? Okay. All in favor, aye. Aye. Contrary minded, nay. Passed. Next, MLA Robichaud. I don't know why I had a problem with that. Sorry.
That's all right. I've been called worse, Chair. I move that the second topic for the PC caucus be brotherhood and sisterhood programs with the following witnesses, representatives from Nova Scotia Health.
Okay. Any discussion? MLA Lachance.
I mean, I guess, again, my question, these programs are really, the key to their success is being integrated with community and community organizations and locations and leaders. So I'm wondering if there's anyone else that partners in the delivery of those two programs that would be beneficial to invite as well.
MLA Robichaud.
We'd like to keep the witness list, just the reps from Nova Scotia Health, just in order to keep a very focused discussion.
Okay. Any other discussion? Emily Wilson.
I would just add to my colleagues, I think it's very short, somewhat insulting to not invite the community members who are directly impacted by this versus just the Department of Health employees. Again, emphasize, given these programs, the community representatives and community delivery of the program should be heard.
Okay. Okay, go to the question. All in favor, aye. Aye. Contrary-minded, nay. It's passed. Okay. Who's next? Emily Corkum Greek.
I move that the third topic for the PC caucus be early years programs from public health with the following witnesses. Representatives from Nova Scotia Health, Marcia DeSantis, Senior Director Population and Public Health for Nova Scotia Health, and Flora Murphy, Manager of Early Years Public Health Science and Systems Performance for Nova Scotia Health.
Okay. Any questions? Discussion? Okay. All in favor, aye. Aye. Contrary-minded, nay. Motion is passed. Who's next? Emily Wilson.
So we're advocating, okay, yeah. So we have several programs we'd like to speak to. One is the Seniors and Family Pharmacare programs.
And the witnesses be?
Department of Health and Wellness, the Deputy Minister, CARP Nova Scotia, Pharmacy Association Nova Scotia, representatives of North End Community Health Centre, and Caregivers Nova Scotia.
Any discussion? Okay. All in favor, aye. Aye. Contrary-minded, nay. Motion passed. Okay. MLA Wilson again.
Again, we'd like to discuss emergency closures and operations. And on that note, I'd like to learn more. We'd like to invite Deputy Health and Department of Health and Wellness, the Deputy Minister, Nova Scotia Health CEO, Interim President and CEO Karen Oldfield, and most importantly, the Vice President of Medicine, Dr. Nicole Boutlier.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor, aye. Aye. Contrary-minded, nay. Motion carried. So, Emily Mombercat.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. We'd like to bring forward for our topic, improving women's health in Nova Scotia, with the witnesses being Nova Scotia Health, the IWK, and the IWK Foundation.
Okay. Any discussion? Oh, Emily LaChance.
I'm wondering about a friendly amendment to talk about the health of women and gender diverse Nova Scotians as a title and as the rounding out.
So just a question.
Improving the health of, so it would be the improving the health of women and gender diverse Nova Scotians.
Okay, so it's just to change the title?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to ask a question. I'm just making sure we don't need a motion. So. Okay, everybody agree with the friendly amendment? Perfect, we don't need a motion. Perfect, thank you, Emily LaChance. On this specific one? Okay, Emily LaChance.
I know that at our last session, we have been contacted by someone with lived experience in the Nova Scotia health system with regards to her breast cancer diagnosis and treatment, Ms. Kim White, and so who would hope to come and appear before the committee. And so I would move that Kim White be added as a witness to that section.
Okay, so the motion is to add Kim White as a witness?
Although apparently it might be a friendly amendment, so we might not need to.
I think that one I might have to vote, but
Okay.
Because I think a friendly change in the title. Any discussion on this? All in favor of the amendment? Aye. Aye. Contrary minded, nay. The amendment has passed. Now, on the amended motion. Everybody ready? All in favor of the amended motion? Aye. Against it, nay. It's passed. Okay, so that's it for this piece. We have 6, thank you. And going back to the agenda. So we have a deferred NDP motion from September 9th meeting. I'm going to have the clerk read it, because I think the proper way is for the clerk to read what the motion was, not. Oh, is it? I'm sorry. And the clerk informed me that it's for MLA Wilson to reread it, not me or the clerk. So do you have it in front of you? Because if you don't, I can get it to you. Okay, MLA Wilson.
So I'll put forward again the motion. Whereas breast cancer is the most common type of cancer impacting women and accounts for 25% of all new cases each year, whereas the care women without family doctors are receiving for their breast cancer is fragmented because of the healthcare system in Nova Scotia was not built for patients to navigate on their own. And whereas Nova Scotians with breast cancer deserve better care from this government, therefore I move that the Standing Committee on Health urgently write to the Department of Health and Wellness requesting a comprehensive plan outlining concrete steps that will be taken to close gaps in breast cancer care.
Thank you. Is there any discussion on this? MLA Corkum Greek.
Thank you, Chair. So at our last meeting, this was provided as a late notice, and we were dealing with it on the fly. We did run out of time before we had a vote. Now, having had time to think about this, I want to make clear that we absolutely recognize the importance of improving breast cancer care. I have had members of my own family who I have lost to this disease, and another member who survived on the basis of early detection and the best of care at that time. But given the considerable progress our government has made on this issue, requesting a separate plan, we feel would be duplicating existing efforts and detract from the work taking place and the ability to give some time to advancements such as the new Nurse Navigator program. Also, the breast screening program itself continues to be strengthened, expanding outreach to encourage screening and automatic recall of individuals with Category D dense breasts. The IWK also recently announced a new breast health research unit supported by the J&W Murphy Foundation. And we have to give these efforts time to mature. That said, I think that accepting the friendly amendment of an addition on the topic of women's health will give us an opportunity to hear a firsthand story, ensuring that as members of government, we always see the people and not simply the problem. And it's for those reasons that we will be voting against the motion.
Thank you. MLA Mombercat.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just want to say a few words. We're, of course, in favor of the motion that's presented by the NDP caucus, and something that I think the more conversation we can have as a committee, as policy makers, the better. I always think of my friend, former colleague Rafferty Costanzo, and the advocacy that she has done with advocates across the province coming to the legislature, the talk about earlier detection for women with dense breasts. And I think that this conversation needs to continue, and I think similar to other topics outside of health, the more opportunity we as committee members can hear the lived experience and hear from experts and give, as my colleague from the PC caucus said, if there's new programs being implemented by the government, then let's hear about them at the committee level. So we are totally in favor of supporting the motion put forward by the NDP caucus.
Thank you. MLA LaChance.
I'll just speak quickly in favor of the spirit of the motion, and then I have a proposed amendment that might make it more acceptable for everyone. But, you know, I think we have heard so much from advocates and people who are concerned about access to breast cancer detection and care. I think probably we all received, there's an ongoing effort from advocates and stakeholders right now writing letters. I know I've received 30 plus letters in the last couple of weeks advocating for increasing dense breast detection and care in this province. And, you know, I think I think we all share the commitment to addressing this issue. I wouldn't doubt that. I guess what I'm wondering is, you know, would it be more amenable to request an update outlining the concrete steps that are being taken? So I appreciate MLA Corcoran's outline of some of the things that are happening, but as per MLA Mumbercut's comments, it would be great to have that all in one place. So not asking the department to do extra work, just asking them to tell us what's currently going on.
So before I go on, what I just want to make sure I have your intent of your motion, which would be, I move that just this portion, Standing Committee of Health urgently write to the Department of Health and Wellness requesting an update on outlining concrete steps that are being taken to close gaps in breast cancer care.
Yes.
I just want to make sure we have it. MLA Wilson, you were on before the motion, so I'm going to let you speak to MLA Wilson.
Just in support of my colleague's amendment to motion, we're not really looking for fault. We're just looking to better understand. Constituents asking and have educated me that there's different standards across the country. What's done in BC is not being done in Nova Scotia. And why is that? I have great respect for Dr. Sean Isles and the mammography program. So I think to my other colleagues' point, we're really just looking to better understand what is being done and why there's differences, and what does the future look like. So it's really a fact-finding information based on our constituents saying, why is it this in Nova Scotia, why in BC? And I'm like, I can't answer those questions. So it would really help us inform the conversation with constituents as to hearing what's being done and what the future looks like.
Any other discussion? Because, okay, MLA Corcoran.
I will speak personally at this point. I think that this is an amendment of the original motion asking for a comprehensive plan. And that is part of what made it difficult when we are piloting. We know there will always be more to do, but it is absolutely fair and I think valuable to get that update and be able to turn to Nova Scotians. We are not unmoved by the stories of those facing this really terrible disease and facing it at different stages, which put them which significantly, in some cases, change their odds of surviving the disease. So, thank you.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to, MLA Father.
I think it's a very important conversation. It's one that even within my constituency, we've been having the conversation. I also recognize that the topic that the NDP has brought up, I think the Labour offers us the opportunity to also have those conversations, right? To be able to have weaknesses. I think one of the people you had mentioned was someone who had had a lived experience, to be able to speak about that, and also to be able to have the opportunity for the department to speak regarding what they're also doing. So I think that is already in play. That's what I personally think. It's a very important conversation, and I think that there's no one who will not be heard. And I don't think they were running away as a committee from having those conversations. So that's what I would say at this juncture.
MLA LaChance.
I think, I guess I would just really appeal to folks to consider that what we're asking for is an overview of what's on the go and what's happening, and so in a way that we can be better informed as MLAs and members of this committee. I won't speak to all that the Liberals had envisioned in their topic around improving the health of women and gender diverse folks in Nova Scotia, but breast cancer is certainly part of it, but that's not all of it. There are a lot of other issues. So I don't, we will get some sense of what's happening in the healthcare system from that topic, but specifically we're looking for information on what's happening in the government right now and what steps Nova Scotia is taking. We know there's lots of work being done, and why hide it?
Okay, any other discussion? We're way ahead, so do you want to vote on this, or do you want to take a quick recess? Okay, so we're going to have a 3-minute recess. We're in recess. Oh, he's hiding. That's why. Order. We'll call the meeting to order. So any other discussion? Okay, so we're going to vote on the amendment. So in the amendment, all in favor say aye. Aye. Contrary minded, nay. The amendment is carried. So now we're going to deal with the amended motion. Any discussion? MLA Corkum-Grieg.
Chair, I do like to hear the amended motion before I vote, just so my brain is clear.
So, since the amendment was by MLA LaChance, although I wound up reading what I think it should be, did you want me to reread mine, or did you want, my vote was on long as we were exactly what you needed it to say? I'm saying it's really your motion. I just worded the way. MLA LaChance.
So the final, after therefore requesting an update outlining.
I would say, Emily, for clarity, let's do the whole motion with the changes. That way everybody has the thing onto it and we don't have somebody saying it's out. So apologize.
Therefore, I move that the Standing Committee on Health urgently write to the Department of Health and Wellness requesting an update outlining the concrete steps that are being taken to close gaps in breast cancer care.
So that is the amendment only to the second paragraph. The first paragraph is still intact and not changed. Or the first two. The first two whereases are still intact. So I just want to make sure the minutes show that what it is. Any other discussion? So all in favor say yay. Yay. Opposed, nay. Amendment has or motion has carried. Okay. The next item is the approval of the annual report. I know the clerk sent everybody out an email asking, are there any errors or omissions in the report? Okay, are you okay for me to sign it? So then somebody needs to put a motion forward to, thank you. Move that the report to be tabled in the House. MLA Hilton.
I'll move the tabling of the report.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Contrary minded, nay. Motion is carried. Which I'll sign as soon as I'm finished the last piece of this, which is the meeting in November. We have said is going to be November 13th. As we all know, the House is not sitting in November. So it'll be 1 to 3 p.m. The witnesses are to be determined, and the item. The clerk will find somebody to schedule, and they'll let everybody know. Everybody good? Anything I forgot? Nope. So guess what? Meeting's adjourned. Thank you.